The rest of the afternoon passes by uneventfully. With the dark clouds outside, it's hard to judge the time of day, but the skies seem to be darkening. I wonder if Leanna's done with whatever she was doing earlier. I haven't seen her leave her room all day. I decide to see if she's free. As I approach her room, I knock on the door. Leanna? There's a pause, then a scuffling sound, or scuffling.
Yes?
You okay in there?
Yep. Fine.
You've been in there all day, sweetheart. Have you had a chance to look around yet? Maybe we could go check out the shops.
Well, it's getting kind of late, isn't it? Might be better to stay inside.
I mean, she's not wrong. Sure. Do you want to come downstairs and we can get something to eat? There's a pause again.
You know, I'm not very hungry. I think I'll stay here for now. Thanks.
I narrow my eyes. Is it just me, or is Leanna acting a little weird? Are you sure everything's okay in there? Leanna opens the door a crack and pokes her head out. Her smile is a little too bright.
Yep, just peachy. Sorry. I'm just feeling a little tired. Nothing to worry about.
She's about to close the door, but I push to keep it open as my scarf is caught in the doorway. Wait! Oh no, I push on the door to yank my scarf out. The door swings wide open, revealing Leanna's new outfit. Yep. Why is this in a place like Wolf's? I mean, I guess it's gaudy. But of course Kara gets something like this, right? She throws her arms around herself to cover up. No, she doesn't. She's completely exposing herself.
Don't look!
Okay, there we go. My jaw drops as I take in all of her outfit. What little there is of it. Close my eyes. Can you wear this forever? Interesting choice. She said don't look. I'll be nice. I quickly turn away as my cheeks burn. Is that the change of clothes Kara brought you?
Yes.
I glance back at her. Her hands are still covering herself, not really, and she refuses to make eye contact. Is this why you've been hiding in your room?
I can't go anywhere dressed like this. It's best if I just stay here until the storm is past.
You know, why don't you just wear the rest of your outfit, but like not the manipulator with your sigil? Isn't the sigil the thing that was like making people uncomfortable? It seems like that's an easier solution than just sitting in this full outfit in your room all day. It's really not that bad. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just like Nappa, you know? With the undies. Leanna just gives me a look. If you don't like it, we can go to the shops and get you something else.
Okay, let me change and then we can go.
Oh, that's so weird. You could change? I didn't know you. I thought you were stuck in that outfit. I thought you couldn't wear your regular armor? Leanna blinks.
I can't go out dressed like this, though.
Your armor will draw more attention. At least this outfit helps you blend in. She looks uncomfortable. Honestly, it isn't that bad. Besides, we don't know how long the storm is going to last. What if you have to spend days cooped up in that room? Leanna frowns as she thinks about it, then sighs.
I suppose you're right. All right, we can go, but let's make it quick.
So I wonder if Kara was actually trying to get something that, like, suited Leanna, or if she was just trolling her. Gathering her courage, Leanna leaves the room and the two of us head downstairs. Nobody pays us any extra attention as we exit the inn. I squint up at the thick clouds. There is light rain. What? I squint up at the thick clouds, period. There's light rain, comma. We better hurry if we don't want to get caught in a downpour. Semicolon? You could rock that. I don't know. Whatever. Even there is light rain just sounds a little weird. I don't think it's incorrect. It just sounds weird. We make our way down the alleyway. Leanna still gets attention, although not the same as before. She seems annoyed by the sharp whistling from leering men. I wonder if I should step in.
Hey there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
What did
Kick
you
his
call
butt.
me?
Kick his butt. Leanna grabs the man by the collar and slams him against a wall.
What the hell?
His name is Creepster. What'd you expect?
Go on. Call me baby again. I dare you.
Leanna's grip on the man's collar tightens as he spins securely against the wall. She must be using her wind magic to be able to keep a man twice her size immobilized with barely a struggle. Leanna continues to watch him with challenging eyes, daring him to catcall her again. The man stays silent as he tries to break free. Leanna finally lets go and tosses him to the side. He falls to the ground with a loud thud.
That's what I thought.
The man picks himself up and scrambles away.
You crazy bitch!
Yeah, And don't you forget it!
Yes, I am! A crowd of shocked onlookers stare at Leanna. Stares, I'd say.
What are you looking at?
They quickly look away and resume walking. Satisfied, Leanna looks at me with a smile.
Shall we continue?
Let's go. I nod. There we go. We continue down the street and reach the shops. Even though it's well into the evening, all of the storefronts are still open. I guess this is one of those cities that never sleeps. Leanna and I enter the first clothing shop we find. She browses the racks, but her face becomes more aghast with every outfit she picks up. She holds up a piece of fabric so short I can't figure out if it's supposed to be a top or a skirt.
I don't think we'll find anything here. Let's go somewhere else.
You know, what if we just got, like, one of those little bits of fabric and you could wear it around your waist as a little skirt, and we could get you another one that you can just put under the armor to cover your belly. It's called layering, girl! I don't think we'll find anything here. Let's go somewhere else. Okay. I follow Leanna out of the store and into the next one. As she browses a selection, she seems even more disappointed as each outfit is skimpier than the next. Maybe Kara did do her best. After checking out a couple more shops with no luck, we enter the last shop on the street. Leanna checks out the racks again, then tracks down the shopkeeper.
Excuse me. Do you have any armor?
Absolutely.
He rummages through the clothing before pulling out what is essentially just a metal bra and thong. Leanna can't hide her horror as the shopkeeper smiles triumphantly.
Here you go.
To be fair, it probably has better stats.
How is that armor?
What do you mean? It's metal. That means it can protect you.
You know, if they attack your boobs or your crotch.
But what about the rest of me?
He's about to retort, but is left speechless as her words sink in.
You know, I'd never even thought about that before.
He rarely thinks about other parts.
Do you have anything with a little more coverage?
The shopkeeper returns to the racks and picks out another metal bra and underwear.
How about this?
How is that better?
Whoa!
Ugh, I am so done with this place!
Layering, girl. Realizing that this is a fruitless search, Leanna fumes out of the shop and I follow close behind. She looks down at her outfit and sighs.
It's hard to believe, but I think Kara picked out the most modest outfit available in this place.
I think by this point she did. Looks like it.
I guess she knows me a little better than I thought.
As we pass a darkened storefront on our way back to the inn, two men melt from the shadows and approach us. That's creepy.
Excuse me, are those manipulators on your
Suspicious
wrist?
Mage 1. Sometimes I feel like these names were meant to be like placeholders, because the fact that they don't have spaces or anything, it just seems weird. You know, like placeholders they forgot to go back and change later. Leanna and I glance at each other and then back to the men.
Why do you ask?
The second man speaks.
We have an offer which may be interesting to you.
Exactly. As magic users, power in your craft is essential. Luckily for you, we happen to know a secret technique to amplify your casting usage to your fullest
Is it actually
potential,
dealing with shadow
no
magic?
matter the skill level.
What's the technique? The first man hands me a card. The Den at Wolf's Den is written in curly letters.
Meet us at that location tomorrow morning, and all will be revealed.
Okay, so we have time to like check in with the others first before making a decision. That's cool. Leanna narrows her eyes.
How do we know this is legitimate?
The second man smiles.
Your skepticism is understandable, but we've gone through this exact training and can personally guarantee results.
You're mages? Where are your manipulators?
I glance at their empty wrists. Leanna brings up a good point. I mean, I don't think that mages should be expected to be constantly walking around with those just in public, casually, you know.
Right here.
He lifts his hand and points to the crystal inlaid ring on his finger. Leanna's mouth drops open in surprise, but she quickly composes herself.
Your manipulator is a ring?
The man flashes the same mysterious grin.
Be there tomorrow morning and all will be revealed.
They hand Leanna a card too, then disappear back into the alley. Leanna watches them retreat, a stern look on her face. You've got solicitors in this world too? It really is impossible to escape them. She barely seems to register what I'm saying. Leanna? She blinks.
Huh?
That was pretty weird, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
I begin to throw the card away when Leanna stops me.
Wait! We need that!
Do we, though? We do?
How else will we find them tomorrow morning?
Well, first, you have a card as well. Second, we should talk about this. Wait, we're going to meet those guys? She nods. Is that a good idea? All that power? You believe that's snake oil? Just get top one. Are you sure that's a good idea? It seems like whatever they're selling is really shady.
It definitely is. And that's why we need to
I
know.
agree.
What if their secret technique is dangerous?
Alright, cool. Do you think that technique is even effective? She shrugs.
Probably not. If it were so easy to become powerful, then everyone would do it.
Yeah, true enough.
Besides, there's no way those rings are actual manipulators. It's impossible to condense the amount of energy needed for casting into such a tiny crystal.
Oh, okay.
Something doesn't add up.
It does seem a little too good to be true. She nods and pockets the card. I still don't think I need my card as well, but whatever. The crack of thunder interrupts us. We should get back.
Yeah.
We hurry back to the inn. I spot Kara and Zack at a table and we join them. Zack smirks when he sees Leanna.
Nice outfit.
Leanna's cheeks flush.
I don't want to talk about it.
Kara grins widely.
Oh, don't be shy. You've got to own it.
Leanna's blush deepens as she quickly changes the subject.
We were just out and ran into some strange men promising us unimaginable power.
She pulls out their card and places it on the table.
They said to meet them there tomorrow.
Zack and Kara study it.
I've never seen this before.
I have. They recruited me too.
Recruited. Yeah. Leanna blinks.
But you aren't a mage. They were looking for magic casters. Why did they recruit you?
Zack shrugs.
Something about being a valuable asset? I wasn't really listening.
We're going to go meet them tomorrow morning. Leanna nods.
Same here.
What? Really? Leanna looks equally surprised.
Sure,
Why? I thought you weren't listening.
I wasn't. But from what I did hear, it sounds like a scam for money. Money which should be liberated from them for the greater good.
Yes! Greater good! Why am I not surprised?
All right, let's meet up there tomorrow morning and go together.
Zack nods. As if on cue, Amy joins the group.
Greetings. Have we all gathered here to partake in supper?
Sure, we can.
That's a pretty good idea. I could go for some food.
I nod. Same here. We order some food and sit together to eat. As we eat, Amelia looks intently from Kara to Leanna. Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
Is there something wrong, Amy?
There seems to be an undeniable trend in the clothing both you and Kara are wearing. Perhaps I should be wearing something similar.
No, that's alright. You're fine. Kara becomes stern.
We need to have a talk about what is and isn't appropriate for you to wear, young lady.
Okay, well, that's not your place.
The irony of that statement is not lost on me.
No, don't ruin her innocence. What a good idea. Meh. I mean, like, hey, you know, Amy, you do you, girl. Like, you make your own decisions. I shrug while the rest of the team fusses over Amelia. There's no way I'm going to get in the middle of that. Once the team has calmed down and talked Amy out of purchasing an outfit, we finish the rest of our meals. Leanna reminds Zack and me to meet downstairs in the morning, then we all retire to bed. After getting changed, I fall into my bed and drift to sleep. Happy, sleepy, peaceful time music. In the afternoon, I wake up to an... Afternoon? Oh no, I missed the morning meeting! I wake up to an unaccustomed brightness. Blinking my eyes open, I glance outside and notice an absence of clouds. Looks like the storm's finally passed. Zack's bed is empty, and even the Pongo is missing. I guess I'm the last one up, considering it's already midday. I hurry out of my bed and rush to get ready, then head downstairs. The team is already there, gathered around a table. They greet me as I arrive. It looks like the storm has passed.
Correct. Which means we are able to resume our journey to Allendale.
Not exactly. We've still got some unfinished business. We have to meet up with those men to learn the secret to unimaginable power.
Oh, right. Those two men from yesterday. Zack gets to his feet.
Ready to go?
I suppose so. Leanna stands as well, but Kara and Amy stay put. Are you two coming?
The invitations were not extended to us.
Yeah, plus I think it's a mage or crystal specific thing, so that leaves me out.
Fair, yeah.
We'll stick around here and see what else we can dig up and meet you guys when you're done.
I'm cool with that. Amy nods. That's probably for the best. Leanna, Zack, and I exit the inn. Studying the address on the cards given to us, we eventually come across a nondescript mansion. Cautiously, we knock on the front door. There's no response. Since they were looking for mages only, Leanna does a radial scan. From the blank door, a hidden message appears. It indicates to go around to the back entrance, but only when the sun has fully set. Of course, they say in the morning we can meet with you, but you have to wait till night. We decide to spend our time scouting out the location for all the different exits and get as much of the floor plan as we can figure out, just in case. By the time we are done our extensive mapping, it is evening. I assume with should just be between done and hour. Whatever. We circle around the house to the plain wooden door. We knock twice and the door swings open. Grinning widely is one of the men who recruited us yesterday. He ushers us in through the door and into the foyer where a handful of people mill about. I take in the marble staircase and pristine tiles. Some people sit on the leather couches as we wait for whatever is supposed to happen to begin. Bright light spills into the room and reflects off the crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling. This room looks more expensive than my entire house back home. I'd never have guessed it from the plain exterior of the house. After a few more minutes, a man with slicked black hair approaches with open arms and a shining grin.
Welcome!
The room quiets down into silence as he greets us.
I'm sure you're all wondering why you've been invited here today. It's because our expert talent scouts spotted a commonality within all of you, an unmistakable ability, a mastery of the elements.
Fair enough. I think I would make that sentence look different. Like, I think it'd use comma and a colon instead of like the dashes, but whatever. A few people sneak glances around the room. I look at Leanna, who was watching the speaker intently. Zack crosses his arms, his expression unreadable.
We too share this gift, and we too hungered for power. We spent hours upon hours honing our craft, showing painstakingly slow progress before we were introduced to the secret techniques we hope to share with you today.
Yeah, this totally seems legit.
My friends, if you wish to become the most powerful casters in this area, then you have come to the right place. But as they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, who says that?
These techniques are dangerous and are not for the faint of heart. Failure can lead to dire consequences, and in order for us to continue, I need absolute assurance that you are all ready to face those consequences.
I don't think I want to participate in shadow magic.
If anyone is having second thoughts, now is the moment when you can walk out of here with no hard feelings.
But if you walk out of here later, all the hard feelings. A couple of people turn around and head back towards the door, but the majority of the group, which is still a small number of around 10 people, decide to stay.
I admire all of your courage, but I'm not surprised by your decision.
A doorway to the left of the room creaks open, and a man points in that direction. And the man.
The beginning of your training is in the next room. Please proceed through the doors, and our training leader will meet you there.
Cool. Alright. Low murmurings fill the silence as people begin to exit the room. As Leanna begins to pass, the strange man from before sidles up to her and lowers his voice.
So, the guild finally caught wind of this, eh?
Oh. Hold on, I'm suddenly wondering if this is supposed to be a Batman thing. Broodman, Wayne, and it's a man in the music? This is Batman, isn't this? Leanna masks her surprise and keeps her voice even.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, I don't have a sigil. I'm dressed like a slut. He chuckles and nudges
It's
her.
alright. You can trust me. I'm actually Broodman.
Broodman. He pauses as if waiting for our recognition, but we merely stare blankly at him.
Broodman? The silent protector? Tamer of the wolves at Wolf's Den?
No, we got it. Again, we make no notion of recognition.
Well, either way, we're on the same side. I know that these guys are dangerous, and I've got a plan in place to stop them.
How do you know they're dangerous? Do you know what their secret technique is?
Broodman waggles his eyebrows knowingly.
Right. Playing innocent to keep up your facade. I understand.
He winks.
Look, I was planning on taking these guys down alone, but having a member of the Mage Guild as backup would ensure the downfall of these guys. What do you say? Are you in?
Leanna frowns.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He winks.
All right. You won't budge.
He taps his nose and then fixes his attention on Zack.
I'll just pretend I didn't see the mage emblem when you first entered Wolf's Den.
Gotcha.
What about you?
His voice trails off as Zack stares him down with his unblinking gaze. Broodman seems unfazed. Broodman's gaze lands on me and he quickly shifts focus.
How about you?
I too like to deal the hand of justice. I lower my voice to a raspy whisper. I understand, brethren. Like you, I too am a silent protector and watchful guardian. They call me the Dark Knight. Leanna shoots me a warning look, but Broodman looks intrigued. We hear shuffling, and I notice most of the people have filed out of the room by now.
We should get going before they get suspicious.
Be calm, Leanna! Broodman nods, and we follow the others out of the room and into a evening courtyard. And the courtyard is surrounded on all sides by walls, which upon further inspection are hallways connecting the different wings of the mansion. Because we're enclosed within the mansion, we're guaranteed privacy.
Listen up! I know what they promised you back there, and I know they made it sound like all of you, as long as you try, will be able to learn the technique for power. But they're wrong! Only those of you strong enough to handle that amount of magic will be successful, and that's where I come in. I'm here to test your proficiency with magic, and if this technique is something you can even handle.
A few staff members who were standing on the sidelines come over and begin passing out manipulators. When they reach Zack, the staff member notices his lack of manipulator and looks at him in confusion. Zack doesn't react or bother to take the manipulator from his hands either.
He passes.
Okay, the training leader walks by, and as his gaze falls on Zack's dischargers, his expression changes. He turns to the staff with the manipulator and urges him to move on. The staff member begins to protest, but the training leader stops him.
He passes. I know you all have your own manipulators, but I don't care. Use ours anyway. The goal of this isn't to show off who has the fanciest gadgets. It's to eliminate any variables so we can get a more accurate read on your abilities. Now, who wants to go first?
One person steps up and attempts to cast a gale, but his nerves make his arm unsteady and he keeps losing focus.
Enough.
I guess maybe you could have makes. I don't like it. I mean, because you could have things like, you know, his thanks makes him bashful, his chaos makes whatever. And so if you treat it like that kind of noun. But I just feel like in that context, it wasn't as much. I think it's less correct. I'll say it's less correct, I just won't say it's wrong at this point. The training leader shakes his head and the man hangs his head. The staff members lead the man out of the courtyard as the next person steps up. One by one they go until it's my turn. My blood runs cold as clammy sweat covers my body.
Let's go. We haven't got all day.
I close my eyes and breathe deeply. I can do this. Just remember my training. Once my hand's steady, I raise my arm and channel a gust of wind as I've done so many times before. I picture Leanna watching and encouraging me, and sure enough, a gust of wind flows through my fingers. The training leader frowns, unimpressed, but the staff member who took my energy reading races over to his side. I'm pretty sure I can guess what's going on. They took a scan that said my energy levels are off the charts, and yet somehow, my casting skill does not equal the energy I possess.
Pass. For now.
I nod. The training leader calls Leanna forward, and I take this time to switch out my manipulator back to my own. She takes a deep breath, gathers her energy, and raises her arm. Her blue eyes almost turn steel gray as the gale storm whips the trees in the courtyard. Leanna's hair flies around her, but she stands steady in the tempest, her gaze challenging the training leader. He raises his hand, and as instantly as she summoned it, Leanna ceases the storm.
Pass.
As a few people pick themselves off the ground or dust themselves off, Leanna returns to the group. That was incredible. You blew me away. Keep it cool. Nice job.
Thanks. You too.
I nod. They continue to move through the tests. Zack silently slinks over and joins us as Leanna surreptitiously switches back to her manipulator and does a scan of her own. She frowns at the results and lowers her voice so I can barely hear her.
I'm getting the same strange absence of energy reading that we got back at Stonecrest.
Do you think this has something to do with Void? She nods, her expression grave. A guard approaches Leanna and she quickly puts on a smile.
Ma'am, I have a message from the site commander. He wishes to meet you.
Oh!
Oh?
In his private quarters.
Oh.
For once, she can't hide her surprise. The guard leaves momentarily as he goes to speak with the training leader. Leanna turns to us.
We need to figure a way out of this. There's no way I'm going into the commander's private quarters.
You have to.
What?
Quiet!
Leanna lowers her voice, but her tone is just as stern.
Do you have any idea what an invitation to his private quarters means?
Of course I do. And that's why you need to go. This is your chance to get inside and find out if this is a part of Void's operation like you suspect.
She frowns.
There must be another way.
Probably. But not on such short notice without an all-access pass to the most secure place in the entire mansion.
Leanna remains quiet as Zack's words sink in. Then she groans.
You're right. This is the perfect opportunity.
What about us?
We'll find a way inside and catch up with Liana. When you get to his quarters, make sure you leave the door unlocked so we can get in.
I will. But you two better hurry up. I do not want to be alone with him longer than I need to.
The training leader looks annoyed but waves the guard away. We fall silent as he returns to collect Leanna. She throws us one last warning look before leaving. So how are we going to sneak in?
We need a distraction.
As Zack and I scan our surroundings, a hand falls on my shoulder. Is it Broodman?
Don't worry, I've got this.
Got what?
He just winks at us as he enters the center of the courtyard. The training leader looks amused as Broodman enters the testing space unprompted, but doesn't stop him. Broodman stands perfectly still and takes an exaggerated breath, then slowly breathes it out. He readies his arm in front of him and summons a glowing fireball in his hand. As he aims it straight in front of him, it was only then I noticed he'd strategically placed himself so he was facing a large tree. That's smart. He'll ignite the tree accidentally as part of his proficiency testing. Broodman takes another deep breath, and just as he's about to let the fireball fly, he sneezes hard. The fireball misdirects and catches on his clothes. He yelps as the flames lap at his clothes and drops to the ground and rolls. But instead of extinguishing the flames, the grass ignites where he rolls. Oh no! Soon the courtyard is amok with shrieking voices and running bodies. What am I even witnessing? Zack pulls me aside.
Now's our chance.
I nod, and the two of us slip through the same door we saw Leanna go through. Cue outro, go!